What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Real Bass Fishing. Today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite baits to throw, and that is the spinnerbait. 3.5. His eye is taken out. Right there, I am showing you the subscribe button that's right underneath this video. Click that. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead. Click it. Not this. Go underneath this video and click it. Remember, comment below and subscribe to this YouTube channel and you are entered into a giveaway to win a t-shirt. And I'm going to throw in some stickers as well. So comment below and I'll pick the winner in the next video. And the winner to the last one is in the description below. Whew. Said that quick. One of my all-time favorite spots to fish a spinnerbait would have to be the shorelines. The best time that I found for fishing the shorelines with spinnerbaits is at night or in the evening. You don't see a bunch of professionals talking about spinnerbait fishing at night or during the evening, mainly because they're off of the lake by then. So there's very few people that I have learned the reasons to why the bass are, stocking up on biting during the evening or at night in general. But from my experience and just a little knowledge that I'm trying to put together, I drew up a little thing on why bass attack spinnerbaits at night or late evening. Let me tell you again, this is just my ideas, my thoughts. I'm gonna give you my experience and hope it works for you guys. It works for me, so I'm gonna just give it out to you guys. This is not textbook, but it's just me trying to improve my bass fishing skills by thinking things out. A lot of the time fishing is common sense and thinking about why things do it and why we do what we do and try to compare it to fish. So there are 5 sections that I have here that I want to talk about, and one is the bugs. If you aren't strictly a tournament bass fisherman, you're obviously going to fish until you can stop fishing. So you've probably fished at night and try to catch some fish. And a lot of the bugs come out. Mosquitoes are all over your face, and the gnats are coming out too. They're doing their little hatching thing in the water. So bugs come out, bait fish eat the bugs. Big bass go after the bugs as well, but they also go after the bait fish. That's a poor looking frog. But the frogs come out at night as well. And once that sun goes down, the frogs come out and they start doing their little mating thing. And they just keep croaking and croaking. Tadpoles are now, and these frogs come out. Bass love frogs, eat the frogs. I have very good topwater bite action during the evening as well. And night. Like I said before, the bait fish are going after the bugs and whatnot in the water, and the big bass go after the bait fish too. So bait fish are eating, big bass are eating. The hot sun goes away. The frogs come out because the hot sun goes away, and the bass come out because the hot sun goes away. Bass don't really like being in the open cover when it's super hot or sunny out. So the bass are coming out and going to some shallow areas, coming out just eating top water, or just going out searching for some food because there is no more sun. Another thing, I don't know how, that's a poor snowflake, but I don't know how in depth the temperature changes, but I would assume the temperature of the water goes down slightly because the sun is away too. And the fish feel that. The fish know that the water is changing temperatures, and it kicks them into gear like, hey, I can do stuff now. Other than the whole evening bite, there are other places I like to throw spinnerbaits. One of the best places is in anywhere where there's structure. And by that I mean either wood stumps or lilies or like something like that. I don't like throwing spinnerbaits dead into like heavy cover lilies or heavy cover grass or anything, because you're never gonna get that out. But in like loose cover lilies where there's like a lily here, it's not like all together, I do like throwing a spinnerbait there. It acts like a little bait fish is stuck in there and trying to get out, all scared, and lets its guard down and the bass just munches on it. So I do have a few things drawn up. One is the wood stumps. I love throwing spinnerbaits in the wood stumps. It's crazy, bounces off everything, let it fall. and you get a bite. Either wood stumps, down trees, whatever. Still works the same. I love throwing spinnerbaits around wood. Like I said, loose cover, I love throwing the spinnerbaits around, and spinnerbaits work either throwing parallel to the shorelines or casting it to the shoreline and bringing it back. Usually lakes gradually get deeper, so when you're bringing that spinnerbait down from the boat to the shoreline and back to you, it acts like the bait fish is just going through the water column. You're gonna get a crazy bite that way. And then throwing them parallel, it acts like the fish is just cruising, minding its own business. Big fish comes out from that gradual increase in the depth. He comes out from the bottom and attacks him as he's cruising along. I've had fish on all these things, big fish, crazy fish, all while throwing a spinnerbait. I do encourage you guys to spend more time out on the lake. Don't just go out for the sunny and hot times where it's most likely the most difficult time to catch a fish is on the baking Sundays. But I do encourage you guys to spend more time, you know, go through the night, go through the evening. That's when the big fish are gonna bite. So here's my setup for catching big fish on the spinnerbaits. First off, I like to use 20 to 30 pound braid. Like I said, I don't really prefer using fluoro or mono or anything. This is a heavy duty bait. If we just take a look at this one I got out of my Lucky Tackle box a few months ago, and I've used it. It caught a lot of fish, but it's a pretty beefy, heavy hook. First off, you're bringing in 2 blades, most likely willow blades. You can use the Colorado blades. When it's harder for the fish to see a bait, you want more vibration, so the Colorado blades are gonna work better in that situation. But you're taking in 2 blades, a skirt, sometimes you're putting a little swim bait on there or something that kicks around, and you got a big lead weight on there. So it's a pretty heavy presentation, not just heavy, but it's a bulky presentation in the water. There's a lot of drag when reeling it in. So you want heavier line just for that. And then when bass hit spinnerbaits, they hit them hard. 20 to 30 pound braid. As for spinnerbaits for bass, I typically don't go over a ½ ounce, and I typically like a 1/4 ounce, 5/16 of an ounce. So just over a quarter is my preference. But down south, you guys have bigger fish. You guys have bigger bass, so you can be using the bigger ones. But up here, it's just 1/4 ounce seems to be working fine, or the 5/16. As for the rod, I'm going to use a heavy action or medium heavy action rod. I typically like that because, well, like I said, it's got a big beefy hook, and you need that backbone to set the hook into the fish. It's heavy drag pulling that bait in, so you need a big huge hook set, get that hook into the mouth of the fish. So a heavier rod is what I prefer. And as for a reel, I do like using a faster reel, only because when I need to burn the baits with a fast reel and not burn out my arm. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment below your favorite place to throw a spinnerbait. And be sure to subscribe, it always helps. It's one of those things that supports the channel and makes the channel grow. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love your comments, I read every single one of them, and I comment on most of them. I try to comment. If YouTube's like, hey, we're not notifying you, then I go in and I check every time for your comment. I love you guys. Thank you for the support, and see you next time on Get Real Bass Fishing.